overwhelming. This is the port in Lebanon's capital, Beirut. The destruction is overwhelming. This is the port in Lebanon's capital, Beirut. Flipped and smashed everywhere. Those caught in it, those who survived, vehicles flipped and
massive
smashed.
explosion in
Those caught
Beirut
in it,
has
those
left
who
much of the city
survived,
destroyed,
dazed,
and at least 135 people dead has left much of the city destroyed, and at least 135 people dead were reduced to rubble. More injured. With the destruction, buildings near the port where the blast occurred were reduced to rubble. Windows were blown out of homes spanning kilometers from 4 kilometers from the port. Windows were blown out of homes, which is more than 4 kilometers from the explosion site. In Beirut Airport, which is more than 9
World Headquarters in New York. This is NBC Nightly News. World Headquarters in New York. This is NBC Nightly News.
Much of Beirut ever. Look closely, and you can see what happened. This is the port as a fire rages, and you can see what happened. This is the port swell to a noisy roar until the second blast. Other angles show the blast wave crumbling buildings like sandcastles. Traveling faster than the speed of sound, people couldn't get out of the way of the blast. Then came the bang. They film from passing cars miles away. A mushroom cloud hung over Beirut.
It's like an earthquake. I couldn't even take my breath.
The governor rushed to the scene and broke down, saying it reminded him of Hiroshima. The shockwave barreled through shops.
The footage, the pictures that you see on media is nothing compared to what's the situation is in Lebanon. What's the reality is. It's doomed, it's ruined, it's damaged, it's broken. Every single house in Beirut, it's ruined within 30 seconds. The damage is more than what people see on the media outside Lebanon. Beirut is down. Beirut is gone. People are dead.
George Faroun has come with a friend to see what they can salvage from the remains of his parents' apartment, which looked directly onto Beirut's port. Tuesday's blast turned it into a moonscape, a panorama of utter destruction. Dried blood marks the spot where his mother was resting in bed when the explosion sent a wall slamming on top of her.
Look what happened.
It's still so hard to wrap your mind around the enormity, the size of this blast. You can see a ship over there blown onto its side, and this massive area right here, this is where the storage unit housing that ammonium nitrate once stood. But this has largely shifted from being a search and rescue operation to one of recovery and cleanup at this stage. There were entire structures, buildings. There was a duty-free over there. All of it has been completely and utterly wiped out. The force of the blast spat out the contents of storage containers and then largely buried them under the rubble.
This is ground zero underneath this pile of destroyed grain. That they are standing on one of the columns of the silo that contained the country's grain supplies. Because of this destruction caused by the explosion, that means that the country has less than a month's supply of grain. But apart from the food insecurity problems, I'd like to just turn you around and maybe take you over here and show you a bit of the level of destruction. All that is the city of Beirut, if you like, and all those buildings that you can see in front of you are pretty much all damaged. They've all suffered terribly insecure and may have to be levelled or certainly restored in some way. Huge impact on the Lebanese economy, and one which the Lebanese economy minister was saying earlier today they simply can't recover from this.
First there was a fire, a huge column of smoke rising from Beirut's port. Then a massive explosion. The force of the blast was so strong, its shockwaves blew out glass and tore buildings across the city, ripping balconies off onto the streets, even registering on US seismographs used to measure earthquakes. At least 100 people are confirmed dead, thousands are injured. The city's wounded in desperate need of care, looking to St. George's Hospital, but its medics can't enter the building since it is on the verge of collapse. They lost 4 nurses themselves. The sun rose Wednesday morning, revealing the devastating scene at Beirut's port. The explosion linked to 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate stored unsafely in a warehouse, the same material as the Oklahoma City bombing in 1995, but reportedly 1,000 times stronger. Officials aren't commenting on the cause of the explosion.
The port of Beirut has been reduced to a shadow of its former bustling self after the massive explosion. U.S. President Donald Trump is monitoring the situation in Beirut closely.
Let me begin by sending America's deepest sympathies to the people of Lebanon. Our prayers go out to all the victims and their families. The United States stands ready to assist Lebanon.
India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed shock and sorrow at the incident in Beirut. He said that the country's thoughts and prayers were with the victims' families. France's President Emmanuel Macron expressed solidarity with the people of Lebanon. Relief material from France is being transported to Lebanon. Iran's Foreign Minister Javad Zarif announced on Twitter that his country is ready to assist Lebanon in this time of need. Even Israel has offered to send humanitarian aid to Lebanon, despite the ongoing tensions between the two countries. Britain's Prime Minister Boris Johnson expressed shock at the scenes that played out in Beirut. He said that the UK stands ready to help Lebanon. Saudi Arabia also expressed condolences to the families of the victims. The kingdom said that it stands in solidarity with the government and the people of Lebanon. Germany is working to provide immediate support to Lebanon. Australia's Prime Minister Scott Morrison also sent out a message of solidarity. He said that Australia stands ready to provide support to the Lebanese people.
Lebanese government has stood down following last Tuesday's catastrophic explosion in Beirut.
The Prime Minister gave his resignation to the President, but his government remains until a new one can be found.
لذلك أعلن اليوم استقالة هذه الحكومة.
The state is out in force in a shattered capital, carrying guns though, not brooms.
And when these things come to pass, you shall know that surely indeed the Messiah is coming.
Jehovah God has sent me here to tell you that the kingdom of God is near, that the judgment of God is coming. I see an earthquake, a historic earthquake, and it creates a tsunami, and floods that will kill people. And I see you running for your lives.
Yo veo que están corriendo por sus vidas.
But I see you have nowhere to run to.
Pero yo veo que usted no tiene ninguna parte a donde correr.
Wherever you run to, there is an earthquake to come back.
Donde quiera que usted corre, viene, hay un terremoto y hay que regresar.
And floods.
Inundaciones.
Tsunami.
Tsunami.
Dá uma olhada na poeira. Acabou de desmoronar a igreja. Por pouco de cair em cima da gente. Tablets, can they do? Needed tablets.